Let's take a look at a word problem that can be modeled and solved using an equation. The first thing we always want to do with any word problem is to make sure we've read the problem carefully. A group of friends traveled across the country over the summer, visiting 3 types of areas: mountains, beach, and city. They spent 1/3 of the time in the mountains and 1/4 of the time at the beach. If they spent 5 days in the city, how long was their vacation? We also need to assign a variable to the part that we don't know and that we're trying to find. We are asked to find the total number of days that the group spent on vacation, so we will let that value equal D. Set up as an equation, we have 1/3 of D for 1/3 of the time in the mountains, 1/4 D for 1/4 of the vacation spent at the beach, then the 5 for the 5 days spent in the city, and that will equal D, which is the total length of the vacation. So 1/3 D plus 1/4 D plus 5 equals D. Now we solve that equation. Now, when working with fractions, it's often easiest to eliminate those fractions at the beginning. And we can do that by multiplying the entire equation through by the least common denominator from those fractions. So with the fractions of 1/3 and 1/4, the least common denominator would be 12. So we're going to multiply the whole equation by 12. We use the distributive property, so 12 times 1/3 D is going to be equal to 4D. 12 times 1/4 times D is going to be equal to 3D. 12 times 5 is 60, and then 12 times D is equal to 12D. Simplifying by combining like terms on the left-hand side of the equation gives us 4D plus 3D is equal to 7D. So the simplified form is 7D plus 60 is equal to 12D. By subtracting 7D from both sides of the equation, we get 60 is equal to 5D, and then dividing both sides of the equation by 5 gives me that 12 is equal to D. So the equation would tell us that the vacation was 12 days long. Now make sure that we have the answer that it asked us for. We were asked to find the total number of days on vacation, and we are proposing that the days of vacation was 12. Let's check to see if that works out with the description. Well, 1/3 of those 12 days would be 4 days spent in the mountains. 1/4 of those 12 days would be 3 days spent at the beach, plus the 5 days spent in the city gives us 4 plus 3 plus 5 days, which does equal our 12 total days that we found from the equation.